What's up, guys? I'm going to start a little. Well, I'm not going to start early, but I just wanted to get everything running to see if it's working. Check. Looks like the mic's picking me up. You guys hear me all right? Awesome. So I'm going to wait. We'll just hang out. I'll wait till give another 10 minutes before I start my spiel. The cat's okay. I left the ladder out. So, hey, Snuggies. She doesn't care. She just wants to stare out the window, but she's fine. It was quite the fall, though. I don't know if you guys saw that, but it was pretty funny. So what's going on? Where are you guys watching from? Give me some cities. Atlanta, Denmark, Oman. Wow. Tampa, NYC. All over the place. Grimm's speech it's a lot less epic when you actually see the mocap. Like tonight, you're gonna see. We're doing. I'll be explaining it again at 8, but yeah. Anyway, what was I gonna say? Yeah, it's you guys are distracting me. Yeah, tonight it's a scene. It's going to involve Space Marines fighting. It's like one of the first scenes in part 12. But I was feeling very invigorated after last night. It was fun running you guys through my workflow. So I was inspired to do a little mocap tonight. Winnipeg, right on. What time we got? My clock on my computer says it's 8 already. I don't know why it gradually speeds up. That seems weird. So we'll just hang out. You guys can watch me sit here. If you're asking, yes. Yes, I use Source Filmmaker. Yeah, like I said yesterday, I wanted to do a live stream, but my internet was being a bit sketchy, so I just did it as a video instead. I like doing live streams, especially Mocap. This is going to be fun because Mocap is usually a very sort of lonely affair. It's just me running and getting something going and then running back. And next episode, it's going to be relatively soon. I have this other super secret project coming up, but as you can see, I'm getting some work done now on part 12. So now that Mocap's the big hump, once I can kind of grind my way through all the Mocap, it gets a bit easier. Yes, I work at EA. They're awesome. I like working there. Although if I speak ill of them, the chip that they implanted in my head will explode. So anyway. Yeah. Yeah, next episode. I don't know. I don't want to ballpark it right now. No. The voice work is it's the audiobook of Helsreach. I took that and like if you watch the video last night, I take the dialogue out and I just act it out and animate over top. And he did such a good job, Jonathan Keeble. His VO was wicked. So, I mean, that's the real star of the show. That, and of course, Mr. Dembski Bowden's awesome book. Do I prefer Horsehair's 40K? I kind of like 40K. No, I'm not super particular. I just, I like sort of the current setting. Is GW going to support my work anytime soon? I doubt it. Grimaldi's helmet. It's pretty. In the book, it's quite clear that he has a skull helmet on. Yeah. In fact, I think it's like more skullish. Some of the art I've seen has him I have the cover of the book even right here. I read the ebook on the subway. I don't know if I can zoom this in. Where are we? How do I get back to the library? I don't know how to just look at the cover art. But anyway, yeah, he's often described as a skull face. So yeah, that's what I went with. Shh, Mikhail. We don't ask those kind of questions. Is it 8 yet? Getting close. $1,000 for a commit on next episode? Like commit to a time? What's the date today? The 18th. Oof. 3 weeks from now. 3 weeks from Friday. There, I have just cost myself all my sleep for the next 3 weeks. But there you go. But I mean, realistically, 3 weeks is actually realistic. Like it's generally a good, hard 3 week push when I start crunching. And I've already gone through the book. That part takes a while. It's usually 2 days for all the mocap, 2 days to import it. I spend a lot of time building the locations, but I have a lot built now. I know that shouldn't be too bad. I'm going to have to, 3 weeks. It's about right. Well, I can't make it 4 weeks because in exactly 4 weeks, I have this other thing that I got to do. And it's not going to be rushed. It's not rushed. Like I'm into this. Like last night really kind of was invigorating. So now I want to get this done. I love releasing a Helsreach and I miss it. But don't worry, guys. It's not going to be rushed. I don't rush anything. 3 weeks more than enough time. Is it 8 now? Close enough. Okay, well, we'll start a few minutes early. But anyway, so the scene that I'm going to be doing tonight is towards the start of part 12. It takes place chronologically pretty much right after right where the last one. In fact, it starts a little bit before the end of the last one. And in the last one, you saw the salamander drop pods. This is what's taking on. When it cuts to Colonel Saren, this is what's going on elsewhere. Because after they jump, as far as the continuity is going to work in my sort of abridged Helsreach, this takes place after they've jumped out of the Thunderhawk, and is going on while we see Saren. So this first action scene, it's them holding a road. They're going to be on a road. So I'll actually probably be able to use a lot of the same location that I had at the end of the last one. I'll build it up with rubble and stuff, but that's when this scene is going to take place. And it's the Marines. They're being overwhelmed. They're getting, beat to shit. And yeah, it's going to be sort of the intro hook scene for this episode. So let's talk about the Marines a little, the Space Marines. The first thing I'm going to do is a little part that goes on. Artarian he's fighting, and then he's wasting orcs, and then somebody gets a spear into his leg, and he goes down. He'll kill another one, and he'll shoot him, and he's going to clamp his gun to his side. He's going to pull the spear out of his leg, flip it around, wing it into another orc. Not exactly how it's described in the book, but it'll be a good little scene. And then right after that, Priamus comes in and sort of, just yells at him to get up. And then Priamus will do a little sword fighting too. And Primus is my favorite character, by the way. I would say almost more than anything else. Like I love the book, I love the story, I love kind of defensive things, but I really, really like very arrogant Space Marine characters. Like I loved Lucius in the Heresy books in the first few. I thought he was interesting. The flaws are what make him interesting. Same with Primus. Like he's just such an arrogant prick. He talks a lot of shit. He's kind of made to look a little silly, like in the episode where he gets zapped and he goes down. But when push comes to shove, he has the goods. And there's a scene, the best scene in this whole book involves him down the road. And it gives me goosebumps to think about bringing that one scene to life. But there's a million cool scenes in the book, but it's the one towards the end with Primus. That's powerful stuff. So Primus comes in. So that's the first thing I'm going to do. Artarian's going to get it in the leg, and he's going to then he'll get back up and he gets taunted. So you're going to see my process here. Like there's not really any dialogue here, so I'm not going to be running the audio, but you're going to see me, doing my T-pose and all that. It's going to look silly, but I don't care. It's fun, right? And it doesn't look so silly once it's Space Marines. So, I say so much. It's so annoying. I'm going to have to put this in back. Oh, before we get started, I want to take a second and thank the guys who hopped on a Patreon. And thank you, Timur Gazmov, Gregory T. Rempfer, Merrick Zielinski, Corey K., Aiden White, Richard W. Polish, David Dahl, Gear Rossett, Stephen DeLutis, Thomas Straukman, Jacob Macarius, JF, Benjamin Lay, Koku, Raydel Ramirez, Blue, Fertu Florin, ASDF, JKLSC, Tiber Portuguese, Damian McGordy, Timothy Donaldson, and Miguel Batacan. Hey, Miguel. And by the way, Miguel, tonight, well, anyway, thanks a lot, guys. And Miguel, don't be mad that I didn't talk to you about before we did some sword play. We'll discuss it next time. But anyway, thank you so much, guys. That is awesome. I woke up at 5 a.m. and I saw that people were supporting me, and I couldn't get back to sleep. I was losing my mind. So let's do some mocap, huh? I don't need the audio. I'm going to bring up my software here, so I can't really see. I'm hoping this is going to stay alive. If it crashes, just come back. Sorry, guys. Did the stream shit to bed? It looked a little weird for a sec. What's the plan for the last Imperial Temple? Oh, it's going to be huge. Don't worry. Okay. So first things first, I need my the banner. Okay, you guys, can you hear me if I yell? Are we good? Let me know if you can't hear me. Awesome. Oh, by the way, Aaron Dembski-Bowden, if you're watching this, thank you so much for making one of the lead characters a banner bearer. It really makes my life so much simpler. It's right up there with the pauldrons for being difficult. But anyway, whatever. It makes for some great visuals. I'm sure this scene I'm going to lead in with a shot of the banner. I like using that to sort of announce a presence. So what I'm thinking for this is he's going to have the banner. He's going to fire some shots off, take another step, fire a little bit more. He's going to shoot at somebody over here so that he can't see this orc coming in. He's going to get speared in the leg. He's going to go down. He's hurt. A couple more shots. Clamp the gun to his side. Pull the spear out. Flip it around. Wing it. And that's it. So let's do a take here and see how it goes. Okay. So you got to get into that Marine mindset, okay? I'm Artarian. So here we go, and action. Then Priamus walks by. What do you think? Whew. I felt pretty good about that. What I've missed, though, he didn't respond to the spear guy. When I got speared, I was aiming the wrong way. It should be speared, and then he's got to return fire and kill that guy. So we'll do another take. Okay, I am Artarian. Here we go. Boom, boom, boom. You can tell that. Woo! That was the one. So let's save that. Therian spear leg. Okay. Do you guys like my sweet, my sweats? It's my awesome Mocap outfit. Got the runners on, absolutely no padding at all on my concrete floors, so this is going to be wonderful for my old man knees, but, you know, they didn't have carpets in Helsreach, right? Okay, so Artarian. Primus. Primus is going to come in, and regrettably, I do have to keep swordplay to a relative minimum because it's very difficult, right? Especially because I'm one person. If I had two people and I was shooting two people and we could do all this, then wonderful. But it's very challenging to kind of do both sides because you got to keep track. I always come in on the wrong side and then I get it into source. And I'm like, what the fuck? They're both. So for this, what I'm thinking is, what I was thinking earlier is he kind of is going to step past. We got Artarians wounded right here. He steps past, and it's going to be kind of a bit like that scene in part 10 when Artarian gets shot and goes down, and Primus comes in and saves him. It's going to play a little bit like that. I'm trying to avoid it. It's actually more in the book described as Primus coming in and saving him, but I'll just kind of pull those two little beats apart. So what I'm thinking is, and the other thing with sword play too, is these friggin' the pauldrons. You really fuck yourself. And I always do, is have Marines raising their arms. Like even what I just did is going to be fun to deal with all that clipping, but whatever. So Primus is going to come in. He's going to step in, and then I'm thinking an orc is going to charge at him with like a sword, right? With his right hand, so he's going to come in this way. And I was going to have him deflect it, step in, come around and behead. Just something like that. I got to remember, and I have my my trusty bolt pistol here. This is a prop gun. It's actually the one the girl's holding on the banner image on my YouTube channel. It's not real, but it's got a good weight to it. And it helps me to get in character. So let's do Primus. Okay. Got my bolt pistol. I got my Primus sword, and here we go. Artarian's right there. He's wounded. Get up! Let's do that one more time. I'll just keep rolling. Artarian and action. Get up! That'll be good. If it's not perfect, of course, I mean, this isn't some giant mocap studio somewhere where I'm paying by the hour. Although I don't often set it up in the living room, but my girlfriend's traveling with her mother for a few days, so I get to take the place over. And that's also why I'm so into these live streams and videos, because I get lonely. So where were we? The next thing I got to shoot is this scene here. I'm going to play the audio just so I can, as a refresher for me. I don't know if you guys will be able to hear this. You probably will. Okay, so you're fighting. And another thing you might catch too is that I actually recorded direction for myself earlier and laid it into the audio. Michael, don't worry about the weight. What I actually do, it's totally cheating, but I ramp the speed up and down and I play with it, so it'll have a lot more weight on it when you see it. I hope. Okay. Okay, so you're fighting. Yeah. I have to record direction for myself so I can remember what I'm doing. So let's give it a listen. This is no, not that part. These are all named wrong too. Bastilan. Oh, this is a good little part here. Are you shooting? Shooting. Reload. Yeah.
We're losing this road. We are but 6 against a legion. 5. Kador is dead. Forgive me, brother. A moment's lack of focus.
Cool. So yeah, it's a little part with Nero and Bastilan hanging out. About those dudes. Bastilan and Kador were the only guys that I ever showed with full bolters that they were holding with 2 hands. The reason for that, I mean, Artarian always has his banner. Primus has always got his sword out. Grimm's always got his Crozius, and I like giving Nero a chainsword. I just feel like it's like a nice contrast to the fact that he's an apothecary and sort of a healer. I just think him with a chainsword just looks really cool. So with poor Kador now dead, Bastilan's my last guy that uses a bolter. And the thing I got to watch with this stuff that I've learned, the problem with bolters is that the 2-handed, right? So I'll do my Mocap, and the way I work in Source is I attach the gun to the right hand, but then what happens is the left hand gets really floaty on the 4-stock. If I had some kind of, I don't know, IK system or something, whatever, but I'm just not, I just don't know how to do all that stuff. So in part 8, when you see all the guardsmen fighting, I went through all those guys and I keyed it almost frame by frame to match the movements of the left hand, and it took forever. So my kind of cheat for that, and I almost feel like I shouldn't be telling you guys this, but I mean, it's everything I do with shortcuts and hacks. But I've started with guys with a bolter. I attach it to the left hand, and then I film them from this side, right, from sort of their closed side, so that you can't really see what this hand is doing, which is good. But then it just feels nice because this hand's wrapped right around the 4-stock, and they're going, and it's sort of the best way to do it. If I was over here, I'm going to have issues, right? So in this scene coming up, then it's going to be Bastilan rocking and rolling with his bolter. Nero is going to have his chainsword and bolt pistol. And I'll be filming it. Yeah, I'll set up, I'm going to set it up so that he's being shot from his closed side. That'll be good. Because there's also a very reflective moment kind of where Bastilan realizes his mistake about the number of guys in the squad, and that's a moment I really want to kind of push in on and have him thinking. Like, it's sad. Like Kador, it's sad. His death scene was a bummer. But anyway, let's do some. Who am I going to do first? Who should I do first? What do you think, guys? Nero or Bastilan? This chat looks kind of funny. Bastilan. Okay, first one I saw was Bastilan. Okay, let me listen to this one more time. Are you shooting? You're shooting. Reload.
We're losing this road. We are but 6 against a legion. 5. Kador is dead.
He's listening.
Forgive me, brother. A moment's lack of focus.
I know the way I'm miming holding a bolter is a little more how you would actually hold a rifle, but good luck. Again, the pauldrons. So you see it in the art a lot. I kind of like it, and they have like targeting reticles in their visors and helmets and stuff. Anyway, so I'm okay with. I'm a bit of a. I like more realism in military stuff, but I mean it's 40K, and these guys are Space Marines, and they rock and roll. And I do think that looks cool. So Artarian. I should rehearse this a bunch more times, but whatever. I can just film my rehearsals anyway, right? Save that last take I did. And no, I don't need a gun for this. All right, we're rolling.
Hey, you're shooting. You're shooting. Reload. We're losing this road. We are but 6 against a legion. 5. Kador is dead. Forgive me, brother. A moment's lack of focus.
Wasn't feeling that. He should be looking. He should be looking down when he says, "Forgive me." I think that's more introspective. I'm going to let him. I'm going to do it again and have him looking down. So many windows. Okay. Camera's right here. You're getting shot at.
Hey, you're shooting. You're shooting. Reload. We're losing this road. We are but 6 against a legion. 5. Kador is dead. Forgive me, brother. A moment's lack of focus.
Yeah! Boom, boom, boom. Kicking orc ass. What are we going to call that? Bastilan. Forgive me, brother. Sometimes I just use lines to name my files just so I can find them fast. But like I said last night, I have absolutely no naming convention for anything. My whole computer is such a friggin' mess. So now let's get the flip side of that. Chainsword, bolt pistol. Now, I think you would be a lot more choppy with the chainsword. And it's funny how many times in the books you kind of hear descriptions about people like sword fighting with a chainsword, but it wouldn't really work like that. So what I'm thinking for this, it's just going to be a quick cutaway before the focus will be more on Bastilan until we come over here. But I'm going to have, it'll be shoot, shoot, shoot. And then maybe he'll block something and then come in. And then there'll just be some sort of pot shots as they're talking. We'll try that out, see how it goes. Oh, almost forgot that. Bang, shooting.
You're shooting. You're shooting.
Yeah.
Reload. We're losing this road. We are but 6 against a legion. 5. Kador is dead. Forgive me, brother. A moment's lack of focus.
What do you think? I felt pretty good with that. Okay. Rename. Neuro. 506. There's that. Okay. Oh boy. Okay, where are we?
My chastisement.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're fighting. Pistol 1. Big chainsaw slash with the other one. Then you're hit with the axe. Go down. You're hurt. You're trying to pull it out.
This one's gonna be rough.
Not coming out. Can't do it. In the name of the Emperor, stand and fight, or we all die.
You guys remember that line from yesterday? So yeah, what's going on here? It's there's going to be some other cutaways and things like that, and then we come back to where's my camera? So we're going to come back to, it's going to be Nerovar, and he gets an axe in the gut. And it's described. Grim fights his way up to him and drops that line from yesterday. So I guess I'm going to reshoot the mocap from yesterday, but it was still fun. I'm going to be on the ground for this one, and I don't know if you guys can. Well, you can kind of see. But I don't have like a very big capture area for my mocap for this setup. It's okay because everybody's pretty stationary, right? They're in a defensive position. They're holding their ground, so there's not a lot of running around and stuff. Let me sit down for a second. It's not gonna be a lot of running around. When there is, I can make a bigger setup. I can take this camera here and put it all over there, and it makes for a bigger area, and I can get at least some enters and exits and things like that. I also do have walks and runs that are just loops, and sometimes what I'll have to do is sort of blend those in to the actual mocap that I've shot, which is really, I find very challenging. At the end of episode 10, there's a scene where the kind of the final climactic scene, but Grim walks in. It starts with that close up on his Crozius, and then he stops and he looks up and he walks a bunch. Then he stops, turns around, gives a little speech. And then the wall explodes, and then he runs. And that was a very complex thing to do because I had the walks and the runs and all that. And that whole scene, with the exception of a couple cutaways that I just kind of had to throw in, was all one shot. And I was very proud of that. And it was so much work, though. Even opening that project file crashes Source Filmmaker now. I had to do it in separate parts and then copy paste them all together. And it like 9 times out of 10, it crashed. Just a note on episode 10. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of a movie called Hard to Be a God. It's like a Russian sci-fi movie. And I got really into that movie right as I was working on 10. So that's why, and Hard to Be a God, all the scenes, very long handheld takes. And it's black and white. And that really inspired me for the look of part 10. And I've kind of moved on since then. But the kind of joy of the series is that I can, hop around and explore different sort of techniques of shooting scenes and stuff. But that's why 10 kind of looked the way it did. Like a lot of those scenes were all in one shot. It was very challenging. I assumed it was going to make things easier. It didn't. It made them way more complicated. But that's part 10. So we got to get back to part 12 here.
Okay, so you're fighting.
There's my directing.
Pistol 1.
I have to plan this one out a little bit. It's going to be the chain sword and pistol again. And it's a bit like what we did with Arterium, where he's got to be not quite looking. And if you're swinging an axe, kind of like a baseball bat, the orc's going to have to come in like this. So he's going to come in from Nero's left, hit him, and then he's going to go down, and he'll have to drop his weapons because he's going to need both hands to try to pull the axe out of his gut. So I'm not going to use this because I want to drop it. This is fine. I don't even know what this is. It's some pole I found in my laundry room. Let's rehearse this a little bit. We'll do like a low drag, quick run through.
Okay, so you're fighting. Pistol 1. Big chainsaw slash with the other one. Then you're hit with the axe. Go down. You're hurt. You're hurt. You're trying to pull it out.
More feet.
Not coming out.
You guys probably can't see me down there, can you?
Can't do it.
He's trying to pull the axe out. And then Grim comes in.
In the name of the Emperor, stand and fight, or we all die.
And then he gets it out. So it'll be like a big. Actually, you know what I'm gonna do there? I'm gonna have him pull the axe out. I'll get him to have a hand on the handle. And then he's gonna yank it out, and it'll be in his outstretched hand in the foreground of the shot, and it'll be all bloody. And it'll be sort of an act of defiance, you know what I mean? I think that would look super cool. This is gonna suck. All right. Oh boy. Okay, let's do this. Did I save that last one? Yeah, okay. Oh, here we go. Time to smash my knees and elbows and everything off the ground. Nero, gotta think apothecary here.
Okay, so you're fighting. Pistol one.
Boom, boom. Finish him off.
Chainsaw slash with the other one. Then you're hit with the axe. Go down. You're hurt. You're trying to pull it out.
Not coming out. Can't do it. In the name of the Emperor, stand and fight, or we all die.
Here we go. Oh my God. You guys having fun yet? I don't get paid for falling. I'm not union. So I guess I get to fuck myself. Okay. I'm going to do it again, though. I got to check. I was leaving the audio software up so I can see the waveform of the line and I can watch what's coming. But the problem is, see, looking at my Mocap software, right on the bottom of the frame, and that's going to give me all kinds of, what was that about there? This arm's going to be a disaster. That's going to totally not be tracked at all, but I'll get the legs, I'll get the right arm. I don't want to recalibrate my system for this. That would be a pain. I can't move the couch because I would have to, that'll screw up my background. You're just not seeing this. I don't actually, maybe. I think I'm seeing them. Getting pretty good coverage on this side. Not as good there. I think I'm going to just do some safety takes and just kind of move around on the ground a bit because that's what he spends a lot of the scene doing. I think him going down is going to work. But yeah, I think I'll just have to get him on the ground and do some more rolling around and thrashing and writhing in pain. So fun. So no dialogue this time. It's just some pickups. Okay, so the trick with this Mocap software is to not let it lose sight of your limbs, right? So when I get down, I kind of do this old man getting in the tub kind of motion. And see, hopefully you can see enough of my limbs. And if I come back, it's just getting my legs. I don't want to recalibrate, I really don't. Let's come back to that. If I got to do pickups, I'll do it when you guys aren't watching. I'll just do it later. I wish I had some beer, but I'm staying dry today. I'll be honest, on my earlier streams, I was always kind of drinking, and it was sort of a way to relax. Like, I'm not a super nervous person, but man, as soon as that camera starts up, you get that red light fright. It's kind of hard to come across naturally. So we'll delete that. Yeah, I got to get Grim coming in that scene too. So he should come in. What's the cue for him to show up?
Do it!
I can't do it.
In the name of the Emperor, stand and fight, or we all die.
Yeah. So it's on after the can't do it.
Come, do it!
So what I'll do too on this, I'm gonna roll right from the beeps, and I'll just get some kind of B-roll of Grim fighting as well, because it's always stuff. And I mean, it can be used on any of the guys in the squad, and it's just good to have. You can never have too much of that. He does pistol and Crozius. Here's a question I want to ask you guys. Let me take a sec. I'm sweating my butt off. Let me take a break. This is something I can't figure out, and is probably super inconsistent in the series. A lot of these guys have a sword and a pistol. That's kind of a very standard Space Marine setup. What side do you... I'm going to watch the chat here. I want to see what you guys think. What side would you holster it on? Like, because you want to sheath your sword so you can pull it out, right? But does that mean your pistol's on this side? You know? What do you guys think? I've typically shown guys... I tend to show... Grim usually wears his pistol on the left. Like when guys aren't... When they're just walking around, you know, I always have the pistol on the left. No, I have the sword on the left and the pistol on the right. Very rarely do I actually show somebody draw something, but I have. Like Grim pulls his pistol on Nero in the last one, and he's holding it in his left. So that would imply it's holstered on his left, right? It's not, I mean, maybe I don't know we're thinking it, but what do you, I just don't know what opposite sides. But how do you get so you're pulling your pistol across? I don't know. Anyway, something to think about. Sword on back sheath. I don't like back sheath. I mean, they got the power plant on the back. I like swords on the hip. And I actually saw like a whole video about you can't draw a sword off your back. I think that guy, Scalagrim or whatever, he's got that channel with all the medieval weaponry. He did it. And ever since then, I can't, like, I watch Blade and I'm like, you can't get it out. What the hell? But anyway, something to think about. Let's do some Grim. That's enough slacking. Camera. Okay. So for Grim, what do I need here? It's almost kind of long to be a Crozius. Whatever. I'll use it. So I'll just get the standard boom boom. I like to throw in every so often, shoot a guy and then finish him. Maybe I'll give him a little bit of like a kind of spinning around sort of thing. It's going to be pretty background. When he comes in to help Nero, it's described in the book that I think he like leaps over orcs and stuff. Like he has to fight his way through. So I'll just probably get a bit of like the... And then he starts yelling at him. Beep, beep, beep. He gets up. He comes in. He does the line. And I know, guys, that the Crozius, it's supposed to have like a power field. And like I keep meaning to throw like a lightning effect on there. And it's just on my list of things to do. We'll get to it. So let's do some Grim B-roll and do his scene. Oh, I'm rolling. Burning film. Oh, I didn't do the arms thing. I really am stupid. Sorry, I'm getting an error message or something. Yeah, I want to start recording. Fuck you, software. I'll do what I want. So Grim is in the background. Little plasma pistol. Send a guy just flying.
Okay, so you're fighting. Pistol 1.
That's
Big
direction for
chainsaw
Nero.
slash with the other one. Then you're hit with the axe. Go down. You're hurt. You're trying to pull it out.
Okay, I'm just gonna think about this because we're gonna be looking at Nero.
Not coming out. Can't do it. In the name of the Emperor, stand and fight, or we all die.
Oh, send the big Sauron swing. That's how silly this all is. That's why I was hesitant to show you guys, because it's a lot less impressive when you actually see this. But man, it's fun, whatever. I'm not ashamed. It's hilarious. I'll try that all again, though. Roll, stand, and fight. And I do have the mocap from last night that was good. It was a good take. It was really clean data, so I can throw that in if I want. It's not all going to be one shot. Okay, so let's try that again because I kind of got hung up there waiting for the cue. Let's
coming out. Can't do it.
Yeah,
in the name of the Emperor.
I think what I'll do is I'll take it from I'll use this beep as my cue and I'll jump in after he does his
Can't do it.
That'll be a little easier.
Not coming out. Can't do it. In the name of the Emperor, stand and fight, or we all die.
Sauron. Gonna be so much plasma. Yeah. You guys like that? I'm like the Star Wars kid, eh? You guys remember that meme, or are you too young? In the old days. I don't feel weird. Don't worry, Michael. Oh, I'm tired. File, so Grim B-roll. No, Grim B-roll stand fight 2. Okay. So far, so good. I guess I should probably start thinking about doing some orcs. Now, orcs are a giant pain in the ass. I have 2 different kind of rigs for them. So one are lower poly, but they're easy to work with. And the other one, a higher poly. And the models look better, but their rigs are a disaster to work with. They're the names and stuff. It's all just one chunk, like they're not organized and stuff. There's probably a way to do that. But I mean, I don't have to make any decisions about that now, but they are a bit tough. They're fun to play, actually, like a little gorilla-like, but they're difficult to work with. And then I wish, that I had like crash mats and stuff and like a whole sound stage to work on, because then I could, go flying, right? But I have to sort of, at the end of the day, I got what I got, right? This is a little nicer when I do it upstairs on the hardwood. This is going to kill my knees. But so be it. I have a lot of generic orc stuff, but the ones that are going to be really featured is the one that sticks the spear into Batarian, and then the one that Priamus gets with his sword. And we'll worry about those 2 for now. What else? Yeah. I do have a lot of canned orc stuff, so I don't need to go nuts. Okay. So first up, it's going to be the orc who sticks a spear into Batarian. And I'll probably blend this with like a run too, and like a charge, because I don't have enough space to really do that. No, I don't need my spear. I like to make them, kind of lopping and Arterian's here, and he's distracted. So this guy gets him and then immediately gets shot. If you'll recall, I had to make sure Arterian responds to the spear with his bolt pistol. So he's going to stick it, and it's in his leg. So he'll just come in with like a thrust. And then I guess he's going to have to let go of it, eh? It's not perfect. Maybe he kind of, I'll play it like he does it and he's almost like, no, an orc would never show fear. It would never even show like uncertainty. There's sort of feral pig brains in there, but yeah, he's going to get him and sort of leave it in. And then he takes a bullet to the face. I was recording that whole time. We'll delete that. These video files, by the way, that come out of the software are huge. All right, we'll start that again. So, fuck off, stop looking at me. Okay. You're an orc. There's Arterian, spear in the right hand. I don't know, orc pistol or something. Yeah. And he's shot in the head. I'll get that again. Okay, rolling. He'll give it a little bit more, like he's dancing around. Then he's going to come running in. Better. Did you say, what if the orc? I see that. I caught that comment, and I did consider that he throws it. But the thing is, I want Arterian to throw it, and I don't want two throws in rapid succession. I think it's because he gets shot point blank in the face, and I'll have his head just explode. And then he saves the throw for the other one. I don't actually have a spear prop, too. So, I don't have a spear prop, so I may have to switch this to something else. Save that. Okay, I guess I'm doing this one more time. I'm an orc. I'm going to get you out. Excellent. So I'll say that next up, we got the orc that Primus deals with. This one, ordinarily, I would actually fire up the data and check it, but I remember what we did. He'll come in with like a cleaver, and he does like a thrust. And I had Primus doing this. And this is where I screw myself up every time, is because I get the lefts and the rights mixed up. So Primus does this, and I'm coming in. It's going to set me off balance. He does this, and then he comes back, cuts the head right off. So I'm off balance, and the head comes off. Too easy. Again, I'm going to blend in a run for this. I tripped there. First time I really tried to do any kind of, I really tried with the sword play was the shot in part 10, where Primus, again, it's Primus, comes in and he blocks a blow that was coming for Arterian. He blocked, and then he did like the whoosh, and then he came in. I thought that came out pretty good, but it took a lot of effort to match it up, and I had to play with the speed and stuff. Their hands, I'm just keen on like crazy trying to make it work, but it's challenging, but I think it looks great once you get it done. Could have been a little, I know that part, it could have been faster, it could have been more intense, but like I said yesterday, I'm not an animator, but I'm learning. So let's do some more orc sword play. Okay. He's going to come in and get. Drop out of frame. All right. Fun stuff. And close. So what next? Oh, the axe guy that gets Nero. It's a bit like the Artarian thing. Nero looks over here and the guy comes in. And I picture him really just baseballing this in. He'll keep his hand on it, and then this is a lot like the Artarian part we just did. I don't want to do the exact same beats twice in a row. Think. Well, you know what? I'll keep going as is. It's my own studio. I can shoot as much as I want. But yeah, we just saw. Oh, my knee is killing me. We just saw Artarian get something stuck in him. What I could do is have the spear, and then like show another Marine, like maybe our Bastelin takes like just do a bunch of quick cuts of all the guys in the squad getting hurt. So spear, and then if I blend up the seeds a bit, the beats might work a little better. So spear, then we show Bastelin, something about bolt round or whatever, a solid round bounces off Pauldron. Then we can cut to Nero getting the axe. And then they both pull stuff out of them. You know what? I'll massage it in editing. We'll see. I may as well stay the course here. You guys aren't tuning in to watch me stand around and think. So this is the axe guy, the axe orc. So here comes the orc. Again, we'll be blending in a run. Shot. I know they all get shot in the head. So let's mix it up a little. Start again. Let's have him take like 2 to the torso and like do like a stumble back, and I'll have like a boom, boom, boom coming out of him. Let's do that instead. But I will save that. I thought orc the Tolkien way by mistake. Whoopsie. Tolkien super ripped off 40K, don't you guys think? You jerk. Oh. So, okay, here we go. I'm gonna work. Woo! My neighbors are just probably like, what the hell is that guy doing? You know what I was thinking today? It'd be funny if somebody swatted me. And then where is it? Somebody swats me. I'm just sitting here working. What? What's up? Then we'd get some really good mocap of somebody getting shot. Okay. That's work axe. I'll call it 2. Quite finished. So what else could I do? I mean, I got the setup. We want some orc B-roll. I don't want to do more dying. I have a lot of orcs getting shot. You know what I like? Actually, let's get some cutaways of orcs just being orcs. So we're gonna start recording. Maybe I'll have like a maybe like a chieftain, like that's kind of up. So he's kind of directing the other guys. He's like, he's roaring at him, and he's like, come on, you know, like a challenging roar. A little of that, right? Maybe a 2-handed with the axe. You know, you know, like the sand people. You know, what else? let's do some, no, we don't really need orc swings. Orc shooting. I usually show them one-handed guns, but yeah, we'll do just like we did with our Terrier. We'll just get our Bastion, we'll just get a little, yeah. Do some sprays. Lift the gun right up above the head and keep going. Is there anything else I want to get? I got my Grim. I have tons of background stuff of all the guys just hanging out. There's no shortage of guys with one-handed weapons and with two-handed weapons. Let me grab some water. Hang on a second, guys. I was saying earlier, but in case somebody missed it, if you saw the video from yesterday, you saw my cat take a nosedive. She's fine. She's right up there in her normal spot. She wasn't hurt. You see her walking around later. And there's cushions back there too. I usually actually leave one for pretty much just that reason, because she's clumsy sometimes. She's fine. And then somebody in the comments is like, wait, that's not the same cat from yesterday. Quiet. The stream is over. What do you think, guys? Do I need anything else? You know what? Let's wrap here. That was a good solid hour. I'm gonna hang out and drink some water though. Let's chat for a bit. If you guys have any questions. Okay, that's a lot of chat to get caught up on. Fist-to-fist combat. How do I animate all the orcs in the initial siege battle, specifically when the Space Marines look out into the wastelands on the battlements? Copy paste. Do one guy running and then make a group and then stagger their animations a bit. Make more. Copy paste. Copy paste. Source filmmaker crashes a bunch of times, but eventually you get their shot. You get the shot. Is Snuggle going to do a camo on Helsreach? No. No. I can't get her to T-pose, so she's not very good. Daka. Oh. Chat's going a little wonky here. Would there be possible for a IG story to be made after Helsreach? I would love to. I mean, there's a million cool stories I'd like to do. I'm a big fan. Gaunt's Ghosts, I'm a big fan of. That's what actually got me into 40K. I found a Gaunt's Ghost book when I was overseas and I had nothing to do, and I found this book, and it was the second in the omnibus. It's like a 3 thing, and I didn't even read the first ones, so I had no idea what was going on, what our Imperial Guard was, what Space Marines were, but I really enjoyed it. I mean, Space Marines, I like working with Space Marines. I actually really like the challenge of trying to convey performance through the helmet. I really just have always loved characters that are masked, and I'm not just being lazy. Like, I like lip sync and facial animation stuff's fun to do, but there's just something, because the characters become the mask, right? Like, at this point, I would hope that people, and maybe they do, but that kind of mystery of what these guys look like beneath their helmets, like what does Artarian look like? It's not as important. Like, these characters, they are their helmets, so they are their characters, and it's like that you kind of got to act through that. And I really, really like that about Space Marines. I don't know who will ever see without their helmet on. I don't want to show anybody without their helmet. It's all the mystery. My first 40K novel in Iraq. Awesome. Would be intro pre-heresy storyline. IG story, which one though? Not sure. Thunderheads is good. Would you do another project like this? Another project like this? Imperial Guard, Space Wolves? I don't know. I just reread Prospero Burns. I quite like that. But I don't know if I would do a Space Wolves a book. I don't know. It's gonna, like, this. What am I on, part 12? I'm gonna be making Helsreach for like another year and a half. So I have all the time in the world to think about this. And we'll see what happens next. Love your work. Thanks, my G. Has GW ever reached out to me? Nope. Never once. Not one word. And I don't expect them to. Unless it's to shut me down. I don't know. I mean, I assume that they're aware of the series, but no. I've never had any official contact with them. modeling for your sets and models, or is it all SFM? Do you use Blender or Maya? I use Blender to mess around with the models. I've used Maya a little bit. I'd use whatever. Like if I could switch over to like actual like pro software, I would totally do it. Oh man, Amazon's doing a culture TV series. I love the culture novels. Let's reach one long video. Well, yeah, I don't even know. I would do it in like, I think a 2-part movie. Like the first, I love that I was able to put together all the first 10 episodes into a feature-length film. I think there's been 2 feature-length animated Space Marine movies. I made the one that people like. So I think when it's all done, I'll do a second complete set. And Brothers of the Snake's good. I just reread that one too. I love it. Yeah, I think I could see it being a 2-movie set. If I had time, if I was doing Helsreach full time, I would do more of the book because I'm having to condense so much. But I could easily see it being a trilogy of movies. If I had a Grim helmet, would you wear it in Mocap? Oh, absolutely. I mean, what better way to get in character? I'd wear it all the time if I had a Grim helmet. I'd friggin' drive around leering at other drivers. Was Mocap you? And no Mocap for the Titans. I actually had to keyframe that. Was any Mocap used for the Titan? Facial stuff. I just I'll get reference video, but I basically just have to do it from scratch traditionally, like we just key it all. And the lip sync is procedural though. Inquisitor series. I haven't read the Lord Inquisitor series. Eisenhorn books. Yeah, Eisenhorn was good. I was looking at, I had to travel for a little bit, so I was reading a lot of books, but I reread Pariah and it was good, and I'm kind of waiting for a second one. It's a weird part in that book where they're in like an antique shop and they find like a model rocket that says like USSR on it or something like that, or CCCP or whatever. And that always struck me as odd because I don't think, do they use English? Like, I mean, they show them. I've shown English letters, but I would think in the High Gothic, does it use the English alphabet? Anyway, I'm just talking out of my ass. Your girlfriend do any voiceovers? Yeah, she does one of the layers for Princeps Zara Mencian. But then I also have the actual audiobook stuff, and I pitch shift that down. I layer hers in. I do a bunch of stuff. She hates it too, by the way. I love her dearly, but she's a stubborn girl, and she's not an actor. And I force her to do this. And then the moment I give her any suggestions, she just gets mad at me. So I probably somewhere have audio of us arguing while we do the lines. I'll see if I can dig that up, and I'll upload it, and she'll hate it, but it's funny. What else we got here? Looked into the devastation of Baal yet? No, I haven't read it. Our history strands with yeah, no, I get that. Yeah, that, I mean, in theory that could exist. It just seems odd that there was a 40,000-year-old model rocket with what I assume. Well, I guess Russians would have even had acrylic, right, or whatever. It wouldn't be anyway. It just seemed interesting to me. I kind of like it, but it was just weird. What do we got here? Well, guys, you know what? I think that's going to be a wrap. I've been rolling for a bit now, and I'm pushing my luck with this internet. So I think, I don't know if anyone asked, but why did you go with the sound choice for the laser guns? They seem a bit underwhelming. I kind of agree, and I've had a hard time finding a good laser gun sound. I have 2 that I kind of alternate before. I'm not crazy about either of them. How close to Oberon? Later from hell. Hey, how are you? How close to Oberon? Maybe I don't want to say, but later, you and I will talk about that. But it's coming. You can dig the laser gun sounds not bad. There's sometimes I like them. It's that like, pew. I don't know. I feel like it would be more of a crack. And I used that kind of a sound effect in part 8 for a bit, and it got mixed way too loud. I fixed it on like the hour-long version, but then on the actual episode 8, it's like way too loud. There's a shot of like a IG guy just ripping, rocking and rolling, and it's just mixed so much louder. And I'm sorry about that. I wish I'm bad sometimes with the audio. Sometimes I do stuff that I'm proud of, but at that point it's like this. I'm just desperately trying to get it done, and I need to spend more time on audio. And I've had people offer to do like mixes and stuff like that, and maybe I should take them up on that. I just get I prefer to keep the work in house. I'm kind of a control freak sometimes, but sometimes I even think if I could part off a lot of the work, like if I could get a team together and share the work, we could be pumping out Helsreaches a lot quicker. As it is, I'm just one guy and it can take a while. And it's something that I have considered as we get down into the back nine on this series. But it's something I'm thinking about. Okay, guys. I am going to call it a night. I need to eat and all that stuff. But I hope you guys enjoyed that. That was really, I had a good time doing that. I'll do it again. I mean, it's more fun doing the Mocap and hanging out with you guys while I do it. And I can keep an eye on what you're saying. I hope you're not permanently underwhelmed now. And I hope you can kind of shake what you've seen tonight when you actually watch the final episode. But I like letting you guys in. So have a good night, everybody. Thanks again to the people who hit up my Patreon, and bidding's getting pretty crazy on Mr. Wolf, who I have watching me, and that's awesome. Really appreciate it, guys. There'll be some more details in the coming couple weeks about this little super secret project, but you guys are gonna dig it. You will not be disappointed. Have a good night, guys, and I will talk to you later.